This is Sierra here, your common daily Sierra Bear, uh, your friendly neighborhood Sierra Bear. Get the fuck out. Alright, welcome back to part 2 of Pairs. It's just casual reading all the way through. Sit back, click it back, and enjoy the show. Hana is annoying, but I get her concern. Since Noya came into my life, the shop has gone through some bizarre instances, all of which I've had to painstakingly cover to the best of my ability. The boss is fooled mainly because she's not here as often, but Hana is less easily persuaded. Yeah, Hana's like a mini-boss. Dude, she's a mini-me. She's one of those, like, mini-me employees. She's like, oh, I'm gonna be the boss. I'm a fucking... Also, but the way she's wearing her jacket, though, oh, golly. Shit, dude, come on. That is hot. All I'm saying is that if anything you do to... Wait. All I'm saying is that if anything you do to while watching this shop prevents me from inheriting it... Hana, you're way too invested in this job. I mean, really, even coming to work on the day you're supposed to leave for your family vacation is a sign that you need to relax. And isn't that just what vacations are for? Relax? With you watching the shop? She snorts. Unlikely. Giving the shop one last lingering look, Hana sighs at the sound of a text notification from her phone. Thanks for this, though. I guess it's better than closing down while me and Mom are gone. Sort of. I've gotta go. My ride's here. What was that game? Wait, what was that game? I pat her on the back, waving as the passenger van pulls away. When it disappears out of sight, I let out a deep breath. Finally, I can relax. Checking my watch, I shuffle away from the doorway and go back into the shop. With Hana gone, I don't have to be so careful, especially since Kitten isn't the most subtle person in the world. I check the clock. T-minus 6 hours until the arrival of the princess, huh? Working in a pastry shop, there are two kinds of days. The kind where you sit there suffering through the monotony, and... What in the... I hear a fire engine begin to wail somewhere in the distance. And then there are days like this. Turning on the shop's TV, I take out the lunch May made for me and pull up to the stool behind the counter. This is Marvelous Jones with QNN. Oh my god, they literally did QAnon before QAnon was a thing. Reporting on a breaking news story. A flower truck is the most recent victim of a bizarre alien attack. No, not the flowers! This is the 9th such attack in recent memory, all of which have occurred in the residential areas across the city. We want to get you straight to the action. Here is QNN reporter Anna Ozols, live at the scene. Thank you, Marvelous. We're here... Oh, wait. Wait, what? Oh, it's her talking now? That's weird, though, isn't it? Thank you, Marvelous. We're here on the corner of 12th and Pearl Street. As you can see, this truck has been completely split open and flower petals are scattered everywhere. Just like my pussy last night. Oh, no. Not again. I could have sworn she said she understood when I asked her not to do this anymore, but... I turn up the volume. Apparently not. We have 3 eyewitnesses who claim that a light came from the sky and blasted something or someone straight through the roof of this truck. In fact, here's the driver now. Mr. Sally, can you give your account of what's happened? I have a feeling that I know exactly what Mr. Sally is going to say. There was this woman, not of her kind, mind you, one of them nines. Ooh, you play Terraria, huh? Want to play with me? Didn't think so. Had this skin teal-like, and in the devil's own grin, she seized a bunch of my finest orchids and then blasted right on out this here side of my truck. Oh wow, he is actually like southern, okay. The camera zooms in on the truck, which has been cracked in half like a peanut shell. Jeez, Kitten. I guess this guy's a Discord mod, am I right? Discord mods are terrible. Annoyance. I can't help but feel a little annoyed. I don't understand why she insists on risking her life for these Nyan traditions. I mean, maybe I don't understand. It's not like I have a lot of experience with Nyans in the first place, but I know that no tradition is worth risking your life for. Well, you know, not totally true, right? If you keep doing this... Okay, James. If you keep doing things like this, you're going to get yourself killed, which would be especially wasteful since I told you already you don't have to keep doing things like this. I stare at the broken delivery truck on the television, a very different, unexpected secondary twinge pinching my conscience. The facts are there. Noya is, in a word, a beast, and I know she can take care of herself. Still, I can't help but feel strange, looking at that broken husk of a van. I hope she's alright. The words surprise me. She's Nyan, a warrior bred in the blood of fire of stars. I have the distinct feeling that she'd take my worries and toss them straight into the sun. Well, considering she apparently came from the blood of suns or some shit. Worrying isn't useful either, but I turn the TV off. Honestly, I shouldn't have turned it on in the first place. My phone buzzes. It's May.
James, did you see the emergency broadcast?
My stomach twists as I look at the message in disbelief. May? Oh, no you don't. If I find out you skipped school to go hero trailing, I'm going to grind you into little pieces and then toss those pieces to the ground. They'll have no privileges for a week. It doesn't take long to get a reply.
Morbid much? But fine, I get it, jeez.
Yeah, I mean, you know, abusive, more likely, but yeah. Oh, speaking of the special broadcast, just to let you know, I'm going to be really busy for the next couple of hours, so only text me if it's an emergency, okay? If Kitten really is on her way here, then we'll need privacy. The last thing I need is for May to go out about her. I check the clock. It's 2 in the afternoon. Even though we don't usually get customers around this time anyway, I flip the sign so that it reads closed. The intersection of 12th and Pearl isn't that far away, and I'm pretty sure that she'll arrive any minute.
James!
She bursts through the door like a whirlwind, and, as always, my name is the first thing through her lips. I stiffen immediately before turning, then let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Kitten? Is okay. Nines are pretty resilient, but I glance at Noya. She looks as strong as ever, her expression as satisfied as a cat who'd gotten into the cream.
Hold on, I have to yawn from that fucking phrase?
What does that mean, James? I feel a little silly and feel my face warming just a little. It was stupid of me to worry over something like that. I have a distinct feeling Noya would laugh in my face if she knew. I lock us in the shop, then glance through the blinds. It's the same routine every time she comes to visit me, starting, of course, with our long-standing tradition, watching her almost get herself killed on the news when she goes out to get me a gift, insisting that it's a superior Nine tradition. Noya, I've told you before.
I know. Gifts aren't necessary.
She brushes me off. I narrowly resist following through on the urge to rip out my hair. I mean, I get it. It's tradition. She wants me to show her affection only a Nine can, but I want her to at least try not to get herself killed. Maybe even learn to think things through for once in her life. You can't even imagine how stupid it is to risk your life for flowers I could buy for myself. I almost say it, but when I see the way she pouts at me, I know there's no point. Besides, one of us has to be the adult here. Yo, you gonna buy me Honey Pop?
I said, oh, you gonna buy me Honey Pop?
We both fall silent as I wipe down the cappuccino machine. When I glance over my shoulders at Kitten, she's staring at the clock on the wall, her eyes trailing the pendulum. The way her eyes swing back and forth reminds me of a cat, waiting for a bird to come out for a cuckoo clock.
Chew on that cuckoo. Chew on that cuckoo.
Watching them swirl back and forth is hypnotic. I turn away, blinking. Why am I looking so closely anyway? I go back to concentrating on cleaning the machine. Kitten's voice comes out from behind me.
James, your little communicator device is bright. I think someone is trying to contact you.
Communicator? I try my best not to laugh. Unless we want to read her like Xena Warrior Princess. James, your little communicator device is bright. I think someone is trying to contact you. Communicator? I try my best not to laugh. I've told her before that it's called a smartphone, but she insists that it's her translator making the words, not her. It's a part of that thing she wears on her wrist, some kind of robot assistant thing. What does she call it? I pick up my phone and check the caller ID. May? My heart starts to race. I told her not to message me unless it was an emergency. I try to keep my voice calm. Please say there's no emergency. It's May. I'll be right back. I have to take this. I rush to the cafe's back room to answer it immediately.
What is the back room? This thing is literally just 2 glass cases and 6 tables, and I'm guessing there's a bathroom back there somewhere. I hope it's the thing off screen that we're not seeing. Hello? Are you alright?
Yeah, that's so that's so professional, but you know what's also professional is
Tapping wax melts into the microphone.
James? What? I'm fine, but this is urgent. Are you by yourself in the shop, or do you have a bunch of customers?
I glance at the dining area. Neither. Why are you asking? Why are you asking?
If you're free, I need you to come to school right now.
I take a moment to pull my phone away from my face and stare at it in disbelief. May, did you even read my text?
You sent a text?
Yes.
Oh wow, this is hardcore, like, Christine Love's, like, don't take it personally, baby, just think your story shit.
Yes. A text that said, I'm very busy and not to contact me unless it's an emergency.
But James, this is an emergency. Listen, so after school, Team E is doing outside training exercises. You know who is going to be there.
Team E? I try to remember which ones they are. That's the hero training group you like, right? The one with that guy in it? Protector? I can hear unintelligible gushing in the background. This game needs a sequel so badly.
Of course. Me, Marcus, and Trina wanted to go.
From the front room, I can hear what sounds like the legs of a chair scraping loudly against the floor. Kitten's probably leaning back in her chair.
What was that? Is there a customer there?
No, that was me. May lets out a sound. I scramble for an excuse. If May knew about Noya, it would be dangerous. Kitten isn't a threat to May, but if May told the wrong person, then she could certainly be one to Kitten. The risk is too great, especially considering that May is going through a phase right now. She's just a little too obsessed. A little too obsessed? Smile to myself, thinking of her heroes' phase. Most everybody went through one, that period of life where posters of powered humans and the occasional 9 were plastered on every wall, and May is no exception. Even I wasn't. Distracted by her friends in the background, May goes on.
Whatever. Anyway, can we get a ride to the training ground?
You have legs in public transit. Just take the bus.
Fine.
I'll see you no later than 10 tonight. If you need a ride, then I'll come get you. But if you want to eat dinner with me, then you've got to be back in by 8.
Thanks, bro. I'll text you if... Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
Huh?
I'll text you if I'll be back for dinner.
She hangs up, no doubt triumphantly, content with her having produced at least one ride. Procured, rather. When I rejoin Kitten in the front room, she's leaning back in her chair, fiddling with that little bracelet she always wears. She sits up immediately when I return.
Was it urgent?
Was it urgent? No, not really. A dark expression crosses her face, then quickly disappears. It's enough to make me a little wary. She beckons me to sit in the chair in front of her.
James, I need you to close your eyes.
I can only imagine what plans she's concocted now. I swallow, wondering what madness is in store for today. Then, I take a seat, wondering once again what I've got myself into. A few days later, I'm alone, in the shop, working. Sorry, Mrs. Johnson, the pumpkin chip muffins are seasonal, and it's Yes, I understand that it's your daughter's... I hold the phone away from my ear and try my best not to roll my eyes. There is honestly no reasoning with some people. I like working at Sweet Dreams, really I do, but sometimes I think that our customers are the only ones in the world that don't subscribe to common sense. I understand that you want to file a complaint with the manager, but I am the manager. No, there's no one higher than me. I can offer you a full refund, but...
Wait, he's just manager for now, right? Because the beginning was the blonde girl telling him that he runs the shop while she's out of town. Because he was literally not the manager, like at the beginning of the game.
And she hung up on me. Nice. I put the phone back into the receiver. She could have at least let me finish my sentence. I let out a sigh, leaning back in my chair. There's no one in the shop. It's not all that unusual for it to be slow, but even I'm surprised at the lack of, well, anyone. Since you've been working so hard, Mr. Zhang, you should go and take a well-deserved break. Be back in, say, 45 minutes? Hana would kill me if she knew. But what Hana doesn't know won't kill me. I take a muffin out of the display case and hang up my apron, then grab my keys. Checking to make sure the shop is all locked up, I flipped the closed sign and hit the door. There's not a bakery in existence that isn't the epitome of suffering between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. Luckily, the park isn't too far away from work. It's the perfect place to lounge and waste a little time. Unsurprisingly, wait, that sounded so weird, hold on. It's the perfect place to lounge and waste a little time. Waste a little time. I make him sound so horny. What is this? Unsurprisingly, I find my thoughts wandering back to Kitten Pink. I should have thought this through. How am I supposed to get Noya to like me enough that she'll do anything for me? And more importantly, enough that she won't kill me immediately after I inevitably break up with her? Good question. I run my hand on my face in frustration. James, you're an idiot. I hit up Kugel. Kugel! Kugel. Huh. Kugel. What are Trump's tax returns? Things to do with an alien on a date. Surprisingly, there are actual search results. But then, I guess, putting things to do with a bloodthirsty alien warrior princess on a date is a little too specific, not to mention attention-grabbing. A brief scroll reveals that my search needs to be amended anyway. I go back up to the search bar. Things to do with an alien on a date when you're supremely broke. These results aren't much better. Play hide-and-seek in a cornfield or the woods. More like, quickly become characters in a B-grade horror flick. How about no? I scroll down. Go real estate shopping together. Seriously? That's the best they could come up with? What romantic heart is bursting with garbage like this? Play ping pong. I close the browser. More like, things to do with an alien if you want her to sneak away to the next galaxy in the middle of your date. I lean back on the bench and look at the sky. It's kind. Nice. Peaceful, actually. I shut my eyes to listen to the wind. I could be out here all day, and I'd bet it'd be really nice out here at night. The wind, the moon, the stars. I sit up. We could go Scar-gazing. I think that's something else. I open my phone again, then look up, distracted. Is that someone yelling? I sit up straighter on the park bench. I mean, visual novels are all about the most carpe diem answer, right? Like, it's always like, always pick the most carpe diem answer, right? Like, pick the most, like, putting yourself out there one. But seriously, bro, why not just fucking finish your Google search? What if this ends up being something really bad? I actually forget. I forget what I picked in my last playthrough of this. So, finish the date research? I look back down in annoyance. Yeah, I mean, who was just like,
oh, people are fighting? I should investigate.
Like, no. Dude, come on. Let this person beat their kid in peace. Like, it's fine. Even if they are outside, people should keep in mind that they're not the only ones trying to enjoy nature. I ignore the noise and go back to my phone. Stargazing? I wonder if there are any good places nearby. I do a quick search. My phone suddenly buzzes with an email from QNN.
Security message for 9 citizens of Q City. Anti-alien protests planned near Q City government facilities.
Oh boy, that's topical. So topical I had to give a weak burp.
QNN has received information that protests are planned in Central Q. According to information received by the station, organizers plan to bring upwards of 500 participants. Similar protests in the past have been non-violent in nature. The protests are expected to last for a few hours. The protest at the consulate scheduled between 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. As these are work days, the protests do have the potential to disrupt traffic at each site. Even demonstrations intended to be peaceful can turn confrontational and or escalate into violence. All Mayans should exercise caution if in the vicinity of any large gatherings, protests, or demonstrations. Please be aware of your surroundings if you enter or depart Central Q.
And of course there's an anti-alien rally going on right now. Suddenly, it dawns on me. What if that yelling I heard earlier? I don't even allow myself to finish the thought. I pocket my phone and bolt towards the noise. Instead of the madness I expect, a head of brightly colored hair comes into view. Kitten! Oh my god. So, okay, so it kind of doesn't matter because he goes and does the thing anyway? So there's that. But also, go figure, it's our fucking GF. Our QT 3.14 GF. Thankfully she's alone, but when she turns towards me, there's a strangely triumphant expression on her face. You're out in the open? Isn't that, dangerous? What if someone recognizes you? As usual, she's completely nonchalantly showing no regard for her own well-being. Usually I get a few stares, but most people ignore me. To them, all Nyans look the same. They all have, like, cotton candy hair. It's frustrating when she's this carefree about things that should at least be dangerous, but at least she didn't get caught up in any protests, am I right, Lou? That would be absolute chaos. Not that she wouldn't enjoy it. Noya lifts her nose at me. Don't spare a worry for me. Since there are 9 resistors aiding your naturals, no one is shocked by my appearance. They would never dream of my real identity. That's right. I've always thought it was weird that Nyans actually enlist in the World Protection Program. I mean, who comes to invade a planet and then fights on the side of the Resistance? Why do Nyans fight alongside the WPP against other Nyans anyway? For the glory of battle, perhaps? Every clash against our empire has landed Nyans on foreign territories, fighting on their behalves. In a way, it's tradition. Tradition? What kind of tradition involves murdering people and destroying their planets? It's barbaric. It's times like these that I see how alien she really is. I find myself leaning away from her on the bench, unable to suppress the feeling of wanting to be away from her. She barks at me, and I try not to flinch. Damn, this dude just fucking hates his girlfriend. Also, did he literally just say that effectively her species just goes to invade planets, and then what they do is they then, like, defend that planet? It's almost kind of like a reverse empire. Instead of the planets being forced to swear loyalty to the empire, her species apparently just swears loyalty to the people they invade? Okay. It's nothing. It just seems a little... No words come to mind to express the disgust I feel. Inhumane. As expected, Kitten Pink is dismissive. She laughs away from my worries. Well, of course. We're not human. Not inhuman. Inhumane. It's pure savagery. To play war as a sport and even turn against your own people. Wait, I'm confused. Wait, what? What? I open my mouth to say as such, but decide against it. I'm sure she'd just dismiss that too. I check my phone. It's been 40 minutes since I first left the shop, which means I have 5 minutes to get back. I'm glad, if I'm honest. I smile awkwardly. I have to go back to work, sorry, but... Oh, I almost forgot to ask again. Do you have anything like this? I hold up my phone for her to see. I don't really know how Nyans communicate with each other, but I do know that Noya bursting into the shop is probably the worst possible way to go about meeting me. Especially in the view of the conversation I'd had with Hana before she left. A communicator or something that can pick up human communicator signals? Either. Of course. Good. There's this thing called a phone number, and it's a way to contact me directly. I want to give you mine so you don't always have to keep bursting into the shop whenever you want to, but I can't keep interfering. But I can't keep inferring you'll come visit me based on the destruction I see you cause in the morning news. I take both of her hands in mine. You have to make me a promise. She balks. Bark. Turning her face away from me haughtily. Nyans don't make blind promises. First, the terms. You have to promise me that for the rest of your time on Earth, you won't fight anyone anymore. Anyone? Kitten balks at the idea. Again! Bark. She's a crook! Pulling her hands away from mine. But... The hesitation only lasts for a few seconds before she glares back up at me with those startlingly electric eyes. Fine. Fine? I'd expected her to protest more, but, well, I trust her. I give her my phone number, since she has the handy robot thing or whatever. I'm pretty certain she'll have better luck figuring out how to text me than I would. And how could we go stargazing if I couldn't invite her out for a change? I mean, the only reason I want to go is clearly so I can get to know her better, spend some time with her. I mean, narratively this makes sense, because he's like, I can't understand her, she's such an alien. But I mean, this is what I would pick, right? I mean, come on, spend some time, you know what I'm saying? Spend some time with the girl, you know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna pick this. Whatever, be true to myself. I try to tell myself that I want to go stargazing so that we can get closer, but if I said that some part of me isn't looking forward to it, it'd be a bold-faced lie. And I prefer to lie to other people, not myself. Then why don't you just tell her that you really just want some time with her? After all, lately, haven't you been feeling... I don't finish the thought and instead look at her seriously. I have some place I want to take you, but it's at a specific time. If you call me before then, I'll definitely take you there. Her surprised expression makes her eyes look huge. Even after I make a beeline for the bakery, I can't get them out of my head. What is a beeline? Can someone describe that to me? Anybody out there in the world? Can you help me? Leave a comment down below. What does fucking be? Sinister eyes, glowing like lanterns in the sea of her skin. Night, James. Night, May. I hear my sister's bedroom door shut, then sit down on my bed, stretching. I check my phone again, but, as I thought, no news from Noya. I thought you'd have figured it out by now, but my phone is silent in my hand. Oof, dude, brutal. Totally relate. Also, this is such a boring-looking room, and I can't tell what this is. What is going on here? I mean, this looks like a shadow. So does that imply... But this is a staircase. So does that imply that, like, right in front of the bedroom when he opens the door is, like, some weird, like, he's a living room? What is their house? I scan the different news sites. Nothing like current events to put you in the mood, am I right? Nothing new on Q's feed? Or the QQC? I find myself back on QAnon. I check the headlines, updating myself on what's going on in the world. Yo, it's like me on Reddit before I go to sleep. After 3 generations of fighting the Nyans, the cost of the World Protection Program has officially rolled into the quadrillions, say experts. Z-pop, why Zimbabwean pop music is trending around the world. Oh, nice, dude, let's go. Renowned artificial activist Ziva Ma is recognized for her work at ceremony, says that naturals and neutrals are not doing enough to prevent anti-artificial discrimination during acceptance speech. Oh? I click on the link. A video starts to play. It has been 70 years since the closure of the last artificial plant and the conclusion of the landmark case that sparked discussions about human experimentation across the nation, Ota v. Eastern Wind. What are the artificials? According to the latest poll, just like you and me, artificially powered humans say their plight has not changed and that the stigma against being descendants of experimentals has not changed. Oh my god. We got like 4 races going on here, dude. Don't we? We have the Nyans, we have the humans, we have experimentals and artificials. Ziva Ma gave this comment in an interview with news program Current of Events. It is an undeniable fact that the actions that went on at so-called artificial farms are unethical and inhumane, but that children and their children's children are innocent in all of this. I believe that allowing genetically modified humans into the World Protection Program is a great step forward, but there are still many problems that have yet to be resolved. It is still legal to call artificials unnaturals, and the WPP's policy of having to disclose whether abilities are natural or artificial is a step in the wrong direction. We will fight it. It makes no sense that alien creatures from the same species that we are fighting against have more rights and better opportunities than natural-born humans. Artificials are not. Ziva's statements are in response to both pro- and anti-artificial demonstrations that have sparked across the world. Some, especially Nine advocates, find them inflammatory. No one knows who will win this battle for artificial rights, but one thing is certain, the outcome will resonate far beyond these borders, these nations, and even the stars beyond. Can you believe that shit? The stars beyond are just chilling, and we're out here making politics out of everything. As the rest of the world watches the ongoing battle for the sky, eyes are also turned inward to view the war within. The video ends. Protests, huh? My mind... Wait, that was the takeaway? That was the takeaway he took from that? Wait, did they say that? He literally... Hold on. No one... Protest is literally not mentioned in the last 2 lines. So, I don't know where he's pulling that from in terms of making it sound like it's like the last word that he's reacting to. And obviously, maybe he's not, but like... James is just so, like, conservatively obsessed with protest.
No good white daughter of mine gonna go to no protest.
My mind drifts back to Kitten Pink. It's been almost 10 days since I last spoke to her. Holy shit, I thought it was just the day. Wait, we had a time skip? What? I almost feel guilty for a moment. Maybe I shouldn't have bartered like that. Maybe it's somehow against her alien nature to not destroy or something. Considering how warmongering the Nyans are, I wouldn't put it past her species. I want to go to sleep, but I can't help feeling like I should wait up a little. Maybe she'll call, after all. Yeah, I'm gonna keep waiting up. Wait, I feel like the consequence is gonna be something stupid, like I don't go to work on time the next day, so maybe we do this. Oh, God, fuck. Wait, I hate work. What am I talking about? I shut my eyes. But what if she calls? And what if I miss it? Oh. Email. I see nothing. Check text messages. Nothing. Refresh email. Check texts again. Still nothing. I put my phone back on the table. As soon as I place it down, it vibrates. It's spam. Slamming my phone back harder, and maybe a little more than irritated, I roll over. What's taking her so long? Is it that hard to figure out human technology? I pause. Human technology? Now I sound like her. I don't know why I'm so worried, but 10 days is a long time to go without seeing Noya, especially given that she constantly makes her presence known. This isn't right at all. I reach for my phone again, then relent. It's not like I can call her back either. Resigned, I shut my eyes and do my best not to act like it doesn't bother me so much. It takes me an age, but finally I drift to sleep. That'd better not be my phone. I roll over on my bed with a sharp sigh. Who in the world would be calling it? I look at the clock and grit my teeth to quell my growing rage. 2:17 a.m. And it's an unknown number. I silence the phone. That sounds like something for... What time do I have to get up again? 4:30 a.m.? 5 a.m.? Whatever. I roll over and go back to sleep. Out of the shower, I get dressed in the early morning silence. I have to open the bakery at 6 today. I pick up my phone. There's a missed call and... a text message? Oh, I almost forgot about this. I called, but there was no reply. MEL has informed me that human sleep recovery time is over double a Nyan's. Strange that you need more sleep than me. I apologize for the misunderstanding. I will not calm you this late any longer, but I still expect my reward. Where are we going? I squint. At the end of the message is a little cat emoji. It's definitely kitten. I can't help but smile. By the way, I don't know, here's the thing. In a visual novel, I feel like this line right here is kind of weird, because we clearly see him smiling after he was just dejected like a sec ago, like right here, and like right here. So you can just be like, hey, we get it, he's happy. I knew you could figure it out. I checked the time. If I wake May up, she can take the school bus and I'll take my car to work. I know she doesn't like taking the bus, but since I'm on time anyway, it's the perfect excuse to get to the bakery and talk with Kit and Pink about taking her stargazing. May. Silence. May! What? What? I take a deep breath and yell louder. Oh God, I can't do this. I can't do this. It is late at night and I am not home alone. It isn't until I finish the morning baking and open the shop that I have a chance to breathe. A wave of guilt washes over me. So this is what Hana did by herself every time I was late. I make a mental note to get some kind of thank you present to show my appreciation. Whew. My mind drifts to the canister of sweets she gave me a few weeks ago. Maybe I should make something for her. I know she likes sweets, but she always complains about the food science on Earth not being advanced enough. To date, I've never seen her eat anything from the shop. I imagine her happy expression if I made something, then decorated it with something Nyan style, or at least Nyan inspired. I don't have much to go off of aside from the way she dresses and the 9 military uniforms I've seen in battle broadcasts, so it's a lot of guesswork, but I like the idea of the challenge. I want to make her a cupcake she can't refuse. I wonder if Nyans can eat chocolate. Sitting down for a moment, I sketch out some cupcake designs. Something like this, with some kind of whipped cream cheese icing in the center.
I lose myself in the paper. Unless you're playing like a card game like Magic the Gathering, how the I lose myself in the paper. On the wall, the clock lets out a chime. Huh? 9:30 a.m. already. I rush to the door and flip the sign. Only I would get here on time and still manage to open the shop late. Now what? I sit behind the booth and wait for the morning rush. According to QNN, there's supposed to be a highway demonstration, so I don't expect things to be busy. You can't have customers if people are marching down the highway protesting, after all. Letting out a sigh, I sit down at the counter and reach for my phone. Yeah, this is the one unlikable trait about this main character, right? And, I mean, obviously, given the events of 2020, I don't think this has aged very well. But he sounds so, like, oh, fucking libs, dude. Kitten's text sits there, waiting for a reply. I apologize for the misunderstanding. I will not calm you this late any longer. I look around the shop. I mean, it's not busy. Give her a text. I open a text message, simultaneously wondering what to say. Hello, kitten. Oh, God. Hello. So, a few days later, I'm watching the shop alone when the phone rings. I pick it up, right? Thank you for calling Sweet Dreams. James speaking. How can I help you?
Good afternoon, Mr. Zhang. This is Catherine. With all of Hannah's worried phone calls asking how the shop's doing, I thought I'd finally check in.
Nice to hear from you too, boss lady. How is everything in France?
Très terrible.
What? My boss chuckles darkly.
Let's just say that Chef Jean-Luc is a half step away from swallowing an iron skillet.
I blink, forcing a mild chuckle. Why am I constantly surrounded by violent people? Is it me, or...
In any case, how's the shop? Is everything alright over there?
This is the dude who literally said earlier he was going to chop his sister up in little tiny pieces. I mean, you know, he's joking, obviously. It's hyperbolic, but I mean, you know, he's got a flair. He's got a flair for the dramatic. It's fine. She chuckles.
That's promising.
I can practically hear the bemusement in her voice. I let out a sigh and consider asking for her advice. Hana would probably have a fit if she knew I'd chosen to talk to Catherine about it over her, but Catherine is a much safer option. At least, she's far away enough that she... Ugh! Sorry, I just shit my pants. At least, she's far away enough that the effects can't be too far-reaching if I ask for her help. So, I have a friend...
Oh, I know exactly where this conversation is going if you're starting with the not-so-hypothetical friend. What about you? I mean, him.
He has a boss who can be extremely patronizing when she wants to be.
Huh, go on.
I let out a sigh. So, my friend has a girlfriend.
I see.
What? What?
I'm just amused. Hana had her suspicions and complained about it near weekly. She'd kill to know.
But you won't tell her.
Of course not. Patient confidentiality.
I try not to roll my eyes. I am hitting the microphone so fucking much. Hit that microphone so fucking much. I try not to roll my eyes. Patient. Right. Right. Anyway, the girlfriend is someone my friend agreed to date, partially because she was pretty persistent, and partially because she has the means to get something my friend wanted. But now they're starting to feel guilty about it. What should my friend do?
That is messier than I expected.
Catherine pauses.
Well, I guess I should ask you first. How do you...
You mean, how does my friend? I can almost hear her eyes rolling through the phone.
Fine. How does your friend feel about his girlfriend?
Ambivalent. It's not like he hates her, but if they broke up and he saw her much less frequently, all would be well.
Interesting. What did she ever do to you to make you dislike her so much?
You mean, what did she ever do to make my friend...
Enough already, James.
She lets out an annoyed sigh. Look, he just feels bad for what he did, especially because she's not the horrible person he thought she was. I guess they could be friends, but she's too much of a distraction, and my friend has other responsibilities in his life.
Other responsibilities? Ha! Well, in that case, your friend has to realize that if he wants to salvage his relationship with his girlfriend, he has to tell her the truth.
What if she would kill him if she knew why he agreed to date her? Catherine laughs.
Really, James, with the dramatics, just own up to your mistakes and deal with the consequences.
Wait,
Bitch, those are the fucking consequences. What do you mean?
you mean tell my friend to...
Keep on doing this and I'm docking your pay. Anyway, I don't know why you choose to do this, but my viewpoint is that you face the music. It's true that she might hate you, but it's also true that you might be able to salvage something from the flames. If not, the next one to come along will be just that much more fortunate.
What if I just...
Lie to prolong it.
It would be so easy.
You say that, but if you're desperate enough to ask me for help, then you can't keep pretending that's a viable option.
I let out a sigh.
You may tell the greatest lies and wear a brilliant disguise, but you can't escape the eyes of the one who sees right through you.
I fall silent. She's right. I'm gonna get vaporized.
What?
Also, what was with that fucking poem? Hey everybody, this is Ryan Sierre, your favorite chocolatey eclair. Thanks so much for checking out my amateur voice acting. Leave a like if you liked it. Leave a comment if you wanna give feedback. Thanks so much.